Hey guys, John Soda here, back again doing another movie review, and today we'll be reviewing Jeepers Creepers 2. Now, Jeepers Creepers 2 is directed by Victor Salva once again, and features a much bigger cast than the first one did, of Jonathan Breck, Ray Wise, Luke Edwards, Vicky A. Cox, Eric Nanningham, Gary Kai Motaburwa, Travis Siffner, Billy Aaron Brown, Lena Cardwell, Al Santos, Mariah Delfino, Josh Hammond, and not even I can read my own handwriting at times. Kason Butcher, Drew Tyler Bell, Sean Fleming, and Justin Long. So the plot to Jeepers Creepers 2 is that what was I saying? Is that it takes place like in one bus actually, like one bus, and like there are these group of kids in there, like these whole group of kids, and from high school. They're from high school and they're coming back from a football game, but their tire flattens twice, and then when it flattens once, it's from a really strange throwing thing, like a throwing spike. It's by a really strange thing like that, and so and it has a tooth on it, and then like from there they're able to refix the tire, and then when they get it flattened a second time, like shit starts happening now, and it's by the same strange object, but except it has a belly button around it. So yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, it's the same belly button from Dairies in the first one. Well, what else was I saying? What was I saying? Oh so from there, like shit starts going on really bad. Like a lot of the coaches and the referees die, and it's just only the kids hope to try to defend themselves now. So yeah, and there's this other person too, who really hates the creeper so much because like the creeper ate his kid, like it ate his youngest kid Billy. So yeah, what was his name? His name was Jack Tagger. Yeah, his name was Jack Tagger, and like he has two kids, an a teenage boy and a little boy. The little boy is the one that gets killed in the opening scene of the movie, and from there, that's what really makes Jack Targar hate on the creep, and so he's trying to look for the creep and kill it. Like he's trying to kill it once and for all because it killed his son. So yeah. Yeah, and then like he even meets up with the kids too, and then from there they're trying to like and the kid, but before they do, the kids like are trying to like figure out a way to get out of this and to protect themselves. So yeah, that's basically the whole plot of Jeepers Creepers 2. Now, do I like Jeepers Creepers 2? Yeah, I really like Jeepers Creepers 2 actually. This one's pretty cool actually. This one is actually I like this one a hair more than the first one actually. This one's actually really cool actually. It's really dope. Like it's actually really dope actually. But my two major criticisms about this movie is that there's still not much character development or any compelling characters. I mean, this movie has a lot more characters than the first one does, but they couldn't even give them any compelling. The only one that I do find compelling is the girl that gets visions all the time. But even her, she's only a little bit compelling, but even her, it makes no sense how she'll get visions of the creep and all of that. Like, it makes absolutely no sense for her to get visions. What else was I saying? And they do not explain that at all. What else was I saying? So yeah, but all these characters are still not compelling. They're not really that compelling. There are only a bit of characters you could kind of feel a bit sympathy for. Like you could feel a bit of sympathy for a little bit of characters, but most of the other characters you don't really give a shit for. Like a lot of these characters are just there actually. Like there's a lot of background children in the bus that are just there to me. Like they don't even do much they don't even do much at all actually. Like so most of these kids that are just in the bus don't even do much for me. They're just in the background actually. So yeah, that's basically, yeah, that's another huge flaw I have with it. So yeah. And a lot of these characters aren't really that memorable to me, actually. Like, they're not memorable at all. Like, I can barely even remember any of these characters, actually, because of how much there is and how much uncompelling they are. So, yeah. And another big flaw I have with this is that it kind of has a bit of... Yeah, it definitely has the same problem that the first one does. And at times, this movie does get a lot more funnier than scary. It actually has it a lot more than the first one did, where this movie actually is a bit more funnier than the first one with its horror. So yeah, and that's another major criticism I have. there anything else I should say? So yeah, but other than that, this movie's still pretty creepy. Actually, it's actually really creepy, and this movie really creeps me out a lot. And yeah, and the scenes with the visions too. I know I said that they don't make sense though, but those scenes are actually really scary. Actually, like the girl I forgot the girl's name, but there's just one girl who's been getting a vision. Like when she sees the vision, like she sees the two main dead people that the creeper killed. Derry from the first one and Billy from the opening scene. So yeah, those scenes were really scary. Where like she was having a vision of like the creeper throwing his thing at the bus, and like Derry and Billy were just like, "Go away, go! He's right there. Turn back." But what's even more scarier is that you're not even hearing them say it. Like it's just inaudible. I think so. Yeah, it's just inaudible. Like you don't even hear them saying it, but you can easily tell that they're saying that just by pointing, reading their lips very easily. So yeah, those things are just very scary. So yeah, and like you even see the creeper running at full speed, and then he just throws his thing. So yeah, that scene was pretty scary. And I did find that one scene scary where Derry explained in this movie. What I really liked about this movie is that they gave us a lot more backstory to the creep. They gave us more backstory to the creep, that he's actually some sort of monster. Yeah, he's still a monster, but they give us a bit more backstory. He's still a monster, but they give us a bit of backstory that he landed on Earth, and he landed on Earth in like the beginning of time, and like to somewhere where the cavemen, like the time the cavemen would be here, and like every 23rd spring for 23 days it gets to eat people. So yeah, it just comes back every 23 years for 23 days on a springtime. So yeah, and and I really like that a lot about this movie. And what else did I say? So yeah, and I really like that scene where Derry explained that to the girl, and like you see that his eyes are eaten like from the first one. So yeah, and that scene's just very creepy. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, and I did find the whole like cornfield setting to this movie, and just taking place in like one big hayfield, one big regular field. It's not even green either. It's like white. It's like this whole white field, which I thought was a really cool setting. Actually, I actually really dug the setting to this movie. Actually, just taking place in one bus. Like just most of this movie just takes place in one bus, and like there's just a white field outside and just an empty road, and that was a really cool setting. I just love when movies just takes place in just one setting. So yeah, definitely I really bought the setting to this movie. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say? And it definitely did get very claustrophobic to be trapped in a bus with this big, scary looking fucking monster around you with wings and eating people, like trying to eat all of you, like with sharp teeth, licking you, staring at you through the bus window. Yeah, it's just gets very claustrophobic and very scary just to be trapped in a bus with that fucking thing. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say about it? What was I saying? So yeah, this movie is just very scary, like I said. So yeah, and I really liked the opening scene. I thought this was I thought the opening scene was very cool. Actually, this opening scene was just fucking amazing. Actually, like with the opening scene with the creep just pretending to be a scarecrow standing on a stick, on like those sticks that the scarecrows stay in. Like he was just standing there. He was pretending to be a scarecrow, but then like he looks at Billy just putting scarecrows all over the place, and then Billy just sees that there was a scarecrow looking at him, and then once Billy looks at it, it just goes, like it turns its back away from him. So yeah, that scene was just very scary, and then he's just walking slowly forward to the creep, and he's just saying like, something's wrong. This does not look like an ordinary scarecrow. Like the creep is actually holding its hands on the stick, and you actually see that it's just laying there and just waiting. So yeah, that scene was just very fucking creepy. And then Billy looks at his feet, and it's just some very scary feet. And then he starts moving, and then he just runs, and then it just comes for him, and then it takes him by his hair. And like it's like this whole scene is taking place in a cornfield. So yeah, like it takes him by the hair, and it's just dragging him everywhere. Like it's dragging him all over the cornfield, and like his father Jack Taggart and his older brother Jackie Taggart are like seeing this person like taking Billy away from them by pulling his hair. So yeah, that scene was just very creepy, and like he was just very scared to shoot at him because he was afraid he might shoot at Billy. So yeah, that scene was just very fucking creepy. And then like he just flies away with him like right to the sunset. So yeah, that scene was just very creepy. That was just a very cool opening to this movie. What else should I say about this movie? So yeah, just this movie just had some really cool moments too. Like they had a lot of really scary moments too. Like yeah. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, all these characters weren't really all that, but the creep was actually a lot more scary in this one than the first. What else was I saying? And then we get to what else was I saying? Yeah, I think the only character that was really compelling to me that I could that I can easily side with, and like I can like just find him as the greatest character of all of them is actually Jack Taggart. He's the only legit good character in this movie. Actually, like you really understand that he really hates the creep because he killed his son, and you can just so tell he wants to kill him. So yeah, and that was really cool. Excuse me. So yeah, just Jack Targar, you can just easily side with him, and you just want him to kill this creep. So yeah, is there anything else I should say about this movie? I mean about Jack. Yeah, he's a pretty cool character. Excuse me. So yeah, and I really liked his son too, Jackie Taggart Jr. He was pretty cool too. You can tell like he wants to kill the creep too because he killed his little brother. So yeah, he was pretty cool too. So yeah, and I really liked Scotty, the one of the kids in the bus. How he wanted to leave the bus to go to that farm and try to get help. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, and he was just like, and they're just like doubting him, and they're just like, no, we can't do that. There's a fucking monster outside. We can't just do that. He can just eat us at any moment as soon as we leave this bus. So yeah, those scenes are pretty cool. And I really like that other dude with the glasses. What was his name? Andy. Yeah, the dude with the glasses, Andy. He was pretty cool too. I really liked. He was pretty funny at times too. Like he actually made me laugh at times. So yeah, he was pretty cool. Yeah, and I really liked how he was really scared too, but he wasn't the most scared. The most scared was the black kid, the little black kid. I forgot his name. But yeah, and I really liked him too. How he was the most scared of them, and like he was trying to be brave and all of that, and he was trying to be tough around Scotty. And I liked that scene where he he has Scotty in his grip, and he's just like he's just telling him like, don't do anything. We're not doing anything stupid. Like you saw that creep too. So yeah, that scene was pretty cool. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, he was pretty cool, and I really liked. Is that all the characters? And I really liked how the creep could smell scent too. Like he can smell the people who are most afraid of him. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That was in the first one too. I forgot to mention that. Is there anything else? Let me think. Is there anything else? I think that's it. Is there anything else? And I really liked the girl characters too. The other girls characters. They're just there, but I like them. I just like how scared they are. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, and I did think that most times like the creep did do some really crazy shit in this movie, like fly. Like I still think that like flying around, but I still think that the scenes where he would fly around did look pretty. Like they still looked fake actually. Like most of the scenes where he would just fly looked pretty fake to me actually. So yeah. What else was I saying? Is there anything else I should say? But I did think that scene where like the girl like threw the stick, like one of the sticks in the bus, like the metal sticks, you know, those metal sticks. Like she threw it at his eyeball and he just chopped off his head. I thought that scene was just very disgusting. And then he takes the other head that he swallowed from one of the kids, and and then he just uses it as his head, and then he just turns it to his normal creep face. So yeah, that scene was pretty fucking gross and scary. What else was I saying? Yeah, and I did find that scene where he chopped the kid's head off more funny than scary actually, cause like it's just like okay, this dude would actually be dead. He wouldn't be like waving his arms around or like just going like this with his head off. So yeah, that scene was more funny than scary. Is there anything else I should say about this movie? And I really like that scene where he was like just looking at the all the kids through the window. He's just like saying, "Step aside. You're not as scared of me. I don't want you." So yeah, that scene was pretty creepy. Is Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, the creep was just very disgusting in this movie. Is there anything else I should say? And I did think all the face expressions he would make all the time were very disgusting too. Like they brought back the same thing he would do with his head, and I thought those scenes were pretty scary too. Is there anything else I should say? Hmm. I think that's it. Just this movie was pretty scary. I like all the deaths in here. I thought were pretty scary too. Like when he would kill people, I thought they were pretty scary, except for they would get decapitated. So yeah, just this movie was pretty good. Not no compelling characters, and what was I saying? Sometimes at times it would get more funny than scary. So yeah. But this movie's still pretty cool, really scary. I recommend you guys watch it. My family always loves watching this movie over and over again. I think this is their very favorite horror movie actually, because a lot of the times when I go over their house, they're always watching this movie, specifically the second Jeepers Creepers. So yeah, yeah, this movie is just yeah, it's just very scary. Really creeps me out, and yeah. Really cool movie to watch every year in October. You could watch it in the spring too, especially because this movie takes place in the spring too. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say? I think that's it. So yeah, I'll rate this movie a B plus. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Um, yeah. Bye, and see you all in the next review.